Exclusive contract with Feilu Novel Network Novel. De Qin. Starting with Huolin Sword and Cutting off Hu Yanfei Lynch wears the Qin Dynasty World and gains a divine level check.In system. As long as you sign in daily, you can receive various rewards. Sign in to Xianyang City and receive Fire Lin Sword. Sign in to the Black Ice Platform and receive Holy Spirit Sword Technique. Sign in to the Yin Yang family and receive Dragon Yuan. Huolin Sword, 23 swords, with the intention of the Great River Sword. It does not destroy the golden body, with 10,000 swords returning to the sect and Phoenix blood, one rich reward after another, bestowed upon Lynch. During this process, he destroyed Yan Dan, executed Zhao Gao, trampled on Changping Jun, and helped the Great Qin unify the 6 states. Along the way, I also cut off Hu Duanmu and Yanfei, cut off Hu Duanmu Rong, and cut off Hu Yi's Empress when Lynch is invincible and seeks defeat alone. The secret of Canglong Seven Mansions has finally been deciphered. Originally, the Great Qin was just one of the 9 states in the world. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Fire Lin Sword, Bodhisattva Snake Gall. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Am I dead? In the quaint and antique room, Lynch looked at the person lying on the ground, his face full of confusion. In front of him, there is a person. His appearance, height and stature are the same as him. If it weren't for him wearing modern clothes and the other party wearing ancient clothes, Lynch would have thought that the person who died was himself. What's going on here? I was playing games in front of the computer, how did I suddenly appear here? Also, a person just like me died in the room. Lynch is a person of the 21st century. Before crossing over, he was playing king in the room, spitting fragrant breath at his garbage teammates. At the moment when the game base shattered, his eyes turned black, and then he appeared here as a whole. Just when Lynch couldn't figure it out. Ding. Host detected, Golden Finger loading. Ding. Golden Finger has completed loading and the host has been bound to the Divine Level Check.In system. Divine Level Check.In system. Can be checked in once a day. Also. Special locations, special circumstances, sustainable check.in. Host, will you proceed with today's check.in? A series of warning sounds sounded, causing Lynch to look stunned and somewhat caught off guard. But when he realized it, his eyes immediately flashed brightly, dazzling and dazzling. Golden Finger. God level check.in system. I have indeed traveled and obtained the legendary Golden Finger. Lynch, who was familiar with novel routines, quickly accepted this fact. Then, he couldn't wait to silently recite in his heart. Sign in. The thought in my heart had just fallen, and the sound of prompts rang out again. Ding. Daily check.in successful, obtain. Fire Lin Sword. Fire Lin Sword. Lynch's eyes suddenly widened upon hearing this. Huolin Sword, isn't that a famous sword in the world of wind and clouds? Huolin Sword, the third of the 12 fears, is known as the evil god in the sword. At the same time, it is also a magic sword. Evil and eerie, with a plethora of demonic thoughts, the aura of killing is extremely strong. People with weak minds will be devoured and become puppets of magic swords. Extract the Fire Lin Sword. Lynch's mind twitched. The next moment, the Fire Lin Sword appeared out of thin air in Lynch's hand. Chang. Lynch eagerly pulled the Fire Lin Sword from its scabbard. In an instant, a dazzling red light suddenly lit up in the room. The shining red light forced Lynch to squint his eyes. When the red light dissipated, Lynch's eyes widened and he stared at the Fire Lin Sword in his hand. The Huolin Sword has a body full of crimson, emitting a fiery aura. On top of the blazing sword edge, there were several eerie black auras that emanated, appearing eerie and eerie. It's truly an evil sword, it looks chilling. However, the appearance of the fire Lin sword is really as described, very beautiful. Seeing this, Lynch couldn't help murmuring to himself. Huolin sword, if I were an ordinary person, I probably wouldn't dare to use it. But now with a divine level check.In system, just a magic sword, there's no need to worry about anything. Subsequently, Lynch put the fire forest sword back into its sheath. At this moment, the sound of the system slowly rang out again. Ding! Due to the host's first check.In, you will receive an additional beginner gift pack. Do you want to open it? Novice gift package. Lynch was taken aback. Then, without thinking, he silently recited according to the prompts. Open. Ding, the beginner's gift pack has been opened. Congratulations to the host for obtaining a memory. Congratulations to the host, you have obtained corpse powder. Congratulations to the host for obtaining skill. Iron cloth shirt. Congratulations to the host for obtaining Bodhisattva snake Gall, 50 years. Congratulations to the host, you have obtained charm plus 10. Congratulations to the host, you have obtained root bone plus 5. A series of prompts sounded, leaving Lynch feeling overwhelmed. After a moment, he finally woke up. A memory. Is it possible that this is the living memory of someone who looks the same as me in front of me? Lynch looked at the body lying in the room and his eyes lit up, speculating. Then, without hesitation, he chose to read. Read memory. The idea fell through. A huge memory surged into Lynch's mind. Lynch closed his eyes and began to quickly read. About a cup of tea time has passed. Lynch opened his eyes and a wise expression appeared on his face. I see. I have traveled to the Qin Dynasty anime. Through memory, Lynch understood everything that happened before him. He traveled to the Great Qin and was still in the Qin era anime. However, this Qin era world is somewhat different from anime. For example, the Baiyue incident did not occur, and Flame Spirit Ji was not under Tianzi's command. The current time is 14 years of the reign of King Qin. During this period of the Qin dynasty, the situation was as follows. Changping Jun was appointed as the right prime minister with great power and was the first person under the first emperor. Li Si rose from being a court captain to becoming one of the 3 imperial officials, gaining the trust of the first emperor and becoming a rising star in the empire. Zhao Gao became the magistrate of CRRC and has been taking over Luo Wang for 3 years. The Yin Yang family had been attached to the Great Qin for several years and began implementing a series of plans. As a proton, Yen Dan is still controlled within the scope of Xianyang City. By the way, there's also Han Fei. Now also in Xianyang City, conducting a visit to the Qin Zhong. Han Fei. According to time, Han Fei should be imprisoned soon and then killed by the Yin Yang family using the 6-soul fear curse. The secret of Canglong Seven Mansions is not so easy to crack. Thinking of this, Lynch shook his head gently. However, he is not very concerned about this. Because of my current weakness, my strength is so weak that I can't withstand a single blow. The top priority is to enhance one's own strength. Continuing. Lynch's gaze turned to the deceased person in front of him. The man who looks exactly like him is also called Lynch. He is a small commander of the Daqin Black Ice Platform Organization. This Lynch took a 7-day leave from his boss, preparing to break through the realm of a master. But due to its eagerness for quick success and instant benefits, it failed to break through and died directly under the backlash. Afterwards, Lynch of the 21st century came wearing it. The corpse powder in the reward is asking me to destroy the body and ruin everything. Looking at the body in front of him, Lynch remembered the zombie powder he had just rewarded. I'm sorry, to save my life, I have to do this. At most, during holidays and festivals, I will offer you more sacrifices and sacrifices. Lynch doesn't have any Virgin Mary either. After all, I just crossed over and replaced this person. If the body of this person is not destroyed, once discovered, he will be in danger. So now, we can only choose to take action. Quickly, Lynch extracted the body powder and dripped it over the body. Zizizi, in an instant, the corpse in front of me emitted a strong white mist. At the same time, the body also quickly dissipates, shrinking smaller and smaller. In no time, the body turned into a pile of white powder. P.S. The new book set sail, begging for flowers and evaluation tickets from everyone. 500 flowers, 50 evaluation votes and one more chapter. Large quantity and full management. Chapter 2. Beauty at full level, unrivaled beauty man. You are listening at novel full.audio. In this way, I will be much safer. Looking at the powdered corpse, Lin Chi breathed a sigh of relief. His name, his appearance and height are the same as those of the deceased. In addition, now that we have obtained all the memories of the deceased, it can be said that he is the true leader of the Black Ice platform. Lynch. Of course, it's just a difference in strength. However, with a divine level check.In system, he will eventually be able to catch up with the strength of the deceased. View properties. The next moment, a property page appears in Lynch's mind. Host. Lynch, age. 18, charm. 50, root bone. 7, genius, cultivation. Currently unavailable, practice. Iron cloth shirt LV1, item. Fire Lin Sword, Bodhisattva snake Gall, 50 years, in the Great Qin Dynasty, Lynch learned that the division of martial arts roots is as follows. 1.2 mediocre, 3.4 good, 5.6 outstanding, 7.8 genius, 9.10 demons. In the newbie gift package reward just now, Lynch received 5 bones. Therefore, on the personal attributes page, it became a 7-point backbone, stepping into the ranks of geniuses. Subtracting 5 points, his own bones only have 2 points that can be used. Belonging to mediocre talents. So, my original personal foundation only had 2 points. Lynch shook his head and couldn't help but smile bitterly. However, now that you have gained 5 bone boosts and have reached 7 days, there is no need to worry. 50 points of charm. Lynch's gaze was focused on charm. Before he traveled through time, he was a perfect super handsome guy. Playing games, you never have to pay for it yourself. They are all his many beautiful girlfriends who are rushing to help recharge. At this point, the system sends a message. I see. 50 points of charm, full level of appearance, peak of external conditions. From the information, Lynch learned about the division of charm. 50 points of charm, not bad, but it belongs to the peak of external conditions. A beautiful man with stunning appearance and unparalleled beauty. Because the charm of the system is not limited to external factors such as appearance, height, physique, and weight. But it includes internal conditions, such as knowledge, temperament, talent, cultivation, personality, character, and so on. The charm reaches 50 points, which is the peak of external conditions. Charm above 50 points refers to the inner aspect. Lynch's 50 charm points are already the pinnacle of external conditions. That is to say, his appearance, height, figure, weight, and other external aspects are flawless. In terms of cultivation, there is currently none. Lynch wore it over, so his level of strength naturally does not exist. But just obtain the Bodhisattva snake Gall, swallowing it can enhance strength. Extract the Bodhisattva snake Gall. Lynch's heart twitched as he silently recited. A purple snake gallbladder, 1/3 the size of a fist, appeared out of thin air in Lynch's hand. Lynch didn't hesitate either, he just moved his hand and put the snake bile to his mouth. Then he quickly wriggled his throat and swallowed it directly. Snake bile, it was very bitter, so Lynch swallowed it directly. Snake bile enters the stomach, and a stream of heat immediately emerges, quickly flowing towards Lynch's body meridians. Lynch didn't dare to be careless and immediately sat cross-legged on the bed. Close your eyes tightly and try to stimulate your body's heat flow. Time rushes forward. One night passed. Inside the room, Lynch's eyes opened, and an invisible light flickered out. He breathed heavily and a smile appeared on his face. One night passed, and although the Bodhisattva snake Gall had not been fully refined, it had been refined by as much as 30%. As for my strength. Murmuring to himself, Lynch's body moved and landed on the ground. Then, with a wave of his right hand, he clenched his fist and slammed it towards the thick wooden table in the room. Boom! A loud bang. The heavy wooden table exploded, and wood chips fell all over the room. This power is truly mesmerizing. Feeling the terrifying power contained in his body, Lynch's face showed a look of surprise. Although this level of strength still belonged to the cannon fodder level amidst the bright moon of the Qin Dynasty. But at least, he took the first step. With the first step, then innate, master, great master, and even the pinnacle of heaven and humanity is it still far. After a little imagination, Lynch quickly regained his mind. Afterwards, he silently recited in his heart. Activate today's check.In. As the words fall, the system prompts sound. Ding. Successful daily check.In, obtaining. Body method. Fish shadow technique. Body method. Fish shadow technique. Upon hearing this, Lynch's eyes lit up. Yesterday, I obtained the technique of iron cloth shirt for body protection and physical body. Today's check.In, obtain the speed skill. Fish shadow technique. Although both of these techniques belong to ordinary levels. But at least, they are all useful. A body protector and a speed are extremely good for him. View properties. Next, Lynch chose to check his own situation. Host. Lynch, age. 18, charm. 50, root bone. 7, genius, cultivation. Refining the 5 elements of body, practice. Iron cloth shirt LV1, fish shadow art LV1, item. Fire Lin Sword, 1 night past. Lynch refined more than 30% of the Bodhisattva snake Gall, and his strength increased to the 5th level of body refining. 5 levels of body refining, the pinnacle of body refining realm, 1 step away from the bone forging realm. It is expected to break through the realm of bone forging today and elevate our strength to a higher level. Lynch looked at his cultivation and looked quite satisfied. The cultivation realm of the Great Qin can be roughly divided into the following. Refining body, forging bones, acquired, innate, master, great master, celestial beings, land immortals, shattered realm. There are a total of 9 realms, each with 5 levels. Although there are 9 great realms, in the world of the Qin, the highest level of cultivation can only reach the 5 peaks of heaven and humanity. The land god fairyland after the peak of heaven and humanity, the shattered realm, is only a legend that has not been reached to this day. Legend has it. In the secrets of the Canglong Seven Mansions, there exists the secret of breaking through the heavens and humans. As for authenticity, no one knows. But there is no doubt that Yin Yang family, Eastern Emperor Tai, trapped Zhao Gao, First Emperor, Han Fei, Yen Dan, without exception, everyone wants to obtain the secret of the Canglong Seven Mansions. Chapter 3. Centennial Snow Ginseng, its strength soars up. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The secret of the 7 constellations of the Azure Dragon, unparalleled power. Whether it's immortality, land gods and fairyland, ancient powers, or all of them. Everyone's hearts are full of longing. Thinking about the secret of Canglong Qishio, Lynch couldn't help but feel emotional. Before traveling, Lynch watched the anime and was also curious about the secrets of the Dragon's 7 Mansions. Now that I have traveled through Daqin and obtained the system, my heart is even more hopeful. Since I have traveled through Daqin and have a check that IN system, I can't just idle away my life. Unveiling the secret of the Canglong 7 Mansions is actually a worthwhile direction to strive for. By the way, there's also the Qin and Zulong. I used to yearn for the Great Qin and admire the ancestral dragon, but unfortunately, I could only lament in front of the computer that I couldn't do anything. Now, becoming a part of the Great Qin can help Zulong achieve his dreams. Not to mention immortality, at least one can participate in the downfall of the 6 countries and the unification of the world. At this moment, Lynch suddenly had a clear direction in his heart. Strive to cultivate control destiny. Uncover the 7 mansions of the Azure Dragon. During this process, he also helped Zulong defeat the 6 kingdoms and eliminate the enemies of the Great Qin. By the way, some of the Qin dynasty's beautiful moonlit women who are eye-catching should not be missed either. For example, Dongjun Yanfei, for example, Duanmu Rong. At this time, none of them fell in love with Yan Dan and Gainya. Shouldn't it be nice to cut them off and make them your own women? However, before imagining these things, the first step is to improve one's own strength. The strength of the deceased Lynch is the innate 5 peaks, only one step away from becoming a master powerhouse. Now I have replaced him. In terms of strength, I have just started practicing and have only reached the 5th level of physical cultivation. The difference in strength is too great. Lynch regained his senses and shook his head gently. Fortunately, there are still 5 days left for the holiday, and we can still improve our strength a lot. Previously, the deceased Lynch requested a 7-day vacation from his superiors in order to break through the realm of a master. 2 days have passed now, and there are still 5 days left. 5 days later, Lynch will go to the headquarters of Black Ice Platform to handle the accumulated affairs. If nothing major happens during this period, it's okay not to go out and perform tasks. Once you need to go out and encounter enemies, it can be extremely dangerous. After all, his current strength is only 5 levels of body refining. Continue to refine the Bodhisattva snake Gall within your body, striving to make your own strength stronger. Soon, Lynch began to continue refining. He plans to waste the remaining 5 days without any intention. The next day, Lynch woke up and immediately chose to check his cultivation. Cultivation. Forge bone 5 times. 1 night passed, and he refined the remaining Bodhisattva snake bile in his body. In terms of strength, it has been upgraded to the 5th level of bone forging. That is to say, the distance from the acquired realm is only 1 step away. With a talent of 7 points, one should be able to break through the realm of the day after tomorrow within today. Lynch's roots reach the level of genius. So he has confidence that he will break through the realm of the future through cultivation within today. By the way, today's check.in has not been done yet. The thought of daily check.in moved Lynch's heart. Activate daily check.in. Ding. Daily check.in successful, obtaining. Iron cloth shirt level +3. Daily check.in successful, gain. Fish shadow art level +3. 1 check.in, double happiness. Lynch paused, then his eyes suddenly lit up. He thought that daily check.in could only reward 1. Originally, it is possible to obtain double happiness. At noon, Lynch sat cross-legged on the bed in the room, his eyes tightly closed, condensing his inner strength. Not long after, his eyes suddenly opened, and a strong and imposing aura surged around him. The curtain in the room suddenly shook and hunting made a sound. A morning has passed, and finally I have stepped into the realm of the day after tomorrow. Not bad. Lynch practiced for a whole morning and successfully broke through the 5 levels of bone forging to the 1 level the day after tomorrow in terms of realm. This is the benefit of reaching 7 o'clock and stepping into the ranks of geniuses. Breakthroughs in early cultivation are not difficult. Find something to eat and then continue practicing back. Quickly, Lynch got out of bed and went to the kitchen to find something to eat. Another night passed. The third day is here. Lynch's strength has once again been enhanced. Promoted to double the day after tomorrow. Afterwards, Lynch silently recited in his heart. Sign in. The thought fell and the sound of prompts sounded. Ding. Daily check.In successful, obtained. Iron cloth shirt level +2. Daily check.In successful, obtaining. Fish shadow art level +2. Successful daily check.In, earning. Centennial snow ginseng. Today, surprisingly, it's 3 times the joy. After hearing the sound, Lynch's face showed a smile. There is also 100-year-old snow ginseng, an auxiliary medicinal herb to enhance strength, just in time. Lynch's heart moved and he extracted the century-old snow ginseng. The next moment, a snow-white ginseng with a slight chill appeared in his palm. Swallowing this century-old snow ginseng plant, my strength should be able to improve to the innate realm. Since that's the case, then you're welcome. Lynch murmured to himself, then reached out and put the century-old snow ginseng into his mouth. Click, click, soon, the sound of chewing sounded. Snow ginseng is chewed and waves of warmth emerge. Lynch saw this and immediately swallowed it with a movement of his throat. Then he sat cross-legged again, refining the energy of snow ginseng. At the same time, his own realm is also rapidly improving. Double peak, triple, quadruple, and quintuple day after tomorrow in a short period of time, it has soared to 5-fold the day after tomorrow. The reason why the speed of refining Bodhisattva snake Gall was so slow before was because Lynch did not have cultivation at that time, so refining was slow. But by the time he refined the century-old snow ginseng, he had already reached the second level the day after tomorrow. So refining it is completely effortless. The day after tomorrow, we will strive to break through our innate realm with one go. Muttering to himself, Lynch continued to refine. Chapter 4. Innate Peak, Iron Cloth Shirt Evolves Bronze Statue Merit. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Half an hour later. Click. There was a muffled sound inside Lynch's body in the room. At the same time, his breath surged and washed out. Bang 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 bang. The strong energy exploded and shattered many items in the room. Finally, I have the innate realm. Although it's just one level of innate strength, I have the power to protect myself. Moreover, there is still more than half of the century-old snow ginseng that has just been refined. Refining the remaining century-old snow ginseng should be able to reach its innate peak. Based on the current situation of improvement, Lynch estimates that he can use this century-old snow ginseng to reach the pinnacle of innate ability in one fell swoop. As for the Grandmaster's realm, he is not sure if he can break through either. Yes, of course it's best. No coercion, no regret. After all, Lynch's current talent is not a problem for him to surpass his master. By reaching the innate level of cultivation, the human body has been able to stay up without drinking or sleeping for several days. Therefore, after a little sorting, Lynch continued to refine. Soon. The fourth day is coming. In the morning, Lynch opened his eyes and chose to sign in as soon as possible. Ding. Daily check.In successful, obtained. Iron cloth shirt level +4. Daily check.In successful, obtaining. Fish shadow art level +4. 1 check.In, double happiness, great. Lynch's eyes flickered slightly, and his face was filled with a smile. Then his heart moved. Partial attribute panels are presented. Cultivation. Congenital 5-fold, peak, practice. Iron cloth shirtled max, fish shadow technical max, item. Fire Lin Sword, overnight. Lynch's strength, as he had previously guessed, was promoted to the pinnacle of innate ability. At the same time, the energy of the century-old snow ginseng was completely refined by him. If you want to break through the realm of a master next, you need to rely on your own efforts to cultivate. And in the cultivation method, both iron cloth shirt and fish shadow technique have reached a satisfactory level of check.In. The perfect iron cloth shirt and fish shadow technique, I wonder if they can be improved. Looking at the page, Lynch pondered in his heart. At this moment. Ding. The cultivation has reached its full level and the host needs to break through on their own. After a successful breakthrough, you can continue to improve your skill level by checking in. The system's prompt sound suddenly sounded. Lynch was taken aback and then reacted. Does this mean that both iron cloth shirt and fish shadow technique can continue to be improved? However, after reaching a perfect level, both require self-cultivation and breakthrough to elevate them to more powerful martial arts. And the subsequent promotion techniques can continue to be improved through check.In. Quickly, Lynch understood. In that case, signing in to obtain ordinary martial arts skills is worth it. If it weren't for this promotion, the iron cloth shirt and fish shadow technique would soon be eliminated by Lynch. Because Lynch's strength is constantly improving. These two ordinary martial arts, reaching the innate level, are probably not of much use. But now it's different. Iron cloth shirt and fish shadow technique can be continuously upgraded to more powerful techniques. In this way, it will be useful for Lynch. Since you need to cultivate and break through on your own, let's start. Lynch didn't waste time. He tidied up his clothes and washed them thoroughly. Then he went to his own courtyard and began practicing iron cloth shirts. Noon. At the courtyard. Lynch stood naked with his upper body, horse steps tied, and bent down. Starting from the morning until now noon. He has been practicing for 3 hours and has challenged the iron cloth shirt perfection technique dozens of times. Unfortunately, all previous impacts have failed one by one. Now, he is embarking on the next impact. At this moment, a faint yellow light lingered around Lynch's body. The 8 abdominal muscles in the upper body are bulging, with a surge of qi and blood, and continuous circulation throughout the body. During the cultivation of qi and blood meridians, the skin that was originally cut white gradually turned into the color of ancient bronze. Bronze-colored abdominal muscles, 1.83 meters tall, flowing long hair, sword eyebrows and starry eyes, handsome face. Anyone who sees it can't help but feel praise in their heart. A graceful and beautiful man, perhaps not a banished fairy from the sky. Within the courtyard. Because the iron cloth shirt is already complete, there is no need to engage in basic pounding or other activities when practicing. Just keep stirring your physical body, allowing yourself to quickly surge in qi and blood. This promotes the circulation of qi and blood throughout the body, one circle after another. Until we break through the bottleneck and succeed. At this point, Lynch once again completed the circulation of qi and blood throughout his body, ready to return to the starting point. Who? At this moment. He bent down his palms, his gaze sharp, and suddenly spat out a mouthful of grandeur. At the same time, the body's qi and blood rushed towards the origin position, rushing away. Puff. This time, we didn't disappoint Lynch's expectations. After a muffled sound, the iron cloth shirt finally broke through in cultivation. The iron cloth shirt has successfully broken through. Although he did not receive any system prompts, Lynch felt that his body was rapidly undergoing changes. Firstly, the strength of the body is constantly being condensed and improved in cycles. In addition, one's own strength has also increased. After a while, this feeling of improvement slowly disappeared. At this moment. Ding. Congratulations to the host, through their own hard work and cultivation, the iron cloth shirt has successfully broken through. Iron cloth shirt has been upgraded to Bronze Statue Skill LV1. Bronze Statue Work. Not bad. Upon hearing this, Lynch nodded lightly with a satisfied expression on his face. Bronze Statue Work. Lynch's heart twitched as he activated the technique of the bronze statue technique. In the next moment, strands of ancient copper-colored internal energy began to linger around his body. This is exactly the manifestation of the bronze statue work. Not bad, the iron cloth shirt has been upgraded to bronze statue skill, and the strength of the physical body has been enhanced by several levels at once. Meanwhile, in terms of strength, there has also been some increase. Lynch can clearly feel that his own strength and physical strength have greatly improved. Especially in terms of physical strength, it has doubled several times. Attacks at the acquired level should not break through his physical body. That is to say, Lynch stood still and allowed the strong to chop and kill without any harm. At present, it is only at the LV1 level of bronze statue skill. When I reach the max level of bronze statue skill, I estimate that even the innate strong will not be able to break through my defense. Thinking about the benefits of the successful completion of the bronze statue, Lynch couldn't help but show a hint of joy on his face. It's only noon now, there's still plenty of time. Next, start practicing fish shadow technique. After successfully breaking through the iron cloth shirt, Lynch did not waste time, but chose to immediately practice his body technique. Fish shadow technique. P.S. The new book set sale, begging readers for data support, even if it's a single flower or ticket, thank you on your knees. Chapter 5. Body Method. Flying Bird Crossing, Zhao Gao's Killing Intention. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. In the evening. The setting sun is like blood. A mansion, inside a courtyard. Under a big tree. A figure swayed rapidly from side to side, with lingering shadows. His movements looked like swimming fish in the water, flowing and swift. Once again. Twice. 3 times. 6 times. 7 times. Not long ago. Under the big tree, Lynch has already performed no less than 7 fish shadow spells. Every time, it is done at full speed, without any effort. To break through success, extreme conditions are undoubtedly the best. I feel like it's time. On the 8th attempt, Lynch's eyes lit up and he felt something. Then the meridians beat, consuming all internal energy at once. Move forward and rush out. Schwa. The next moment. His body instantly appeared in a distant position. Previously, the speed of fish shadow technique reached its full level and required 2 rounds of casting to reach this position. And now, it's just a 1-time display, reaching directly. This situation marks Lynch's successful breakthrough. Sure enough. At this moment, the sound of the system's improvement slowly sounded. Ding. Congratulations to the host, through their own efforts, Fish Shadow Technique has successfully broken through. Fish Shadow Technique has been upgraded to Flying Bird Crossing LV1. Finally broke through successfully. Upon hearing the prompt, Lynch let out a heavy breath. Flying Bird Crossing, at a speed similar to that of a flying bird, extremely fast. Upon seeing this, Lynch was quite satisfied. Just as Lynch broke through in his cultivation. Xianyang City, a mansion. At the deepest point, inside a courtyard. Inside the courtyard, many tall trees were planted to cover the surrounding houses. This place is exceptionally quiet, even the sounds of small animals no longer exist. At this moment, under the shining sun. The trees in the courtyard seem to be draped in a faint layer of blood, and the gentle breeze blows like a sparkling forest flame, appearing eerie and eerie. At this moment, footsteps sounded. Immediately after, a thin and small figure slowly walked out of a room. Black and red clothing, wearing a stilt hat, brownish red hair, like the cold eyes of a venomous snake up and down, exuding a chilly aura. This person is Zhao Gao, the commander of the Zhongche prefecture of the state of Qin and also the controller of the trap. This is Zhao Gao's mansion. Zhao Gao walked out of the room, his cold gaze turning and his voice ringing. Someone. As the words fell, a figure wearing a black mask appeared in front of Zhao Gao out of thin air. He knelt down on one knee and his voice rang out, "Goodbye, Lord." Zhao Gao nodded and said, "What happened in Xianyang City today?" Every day, Zhao Gao learns about the size of Xianyang City through the powerful intelligence of the trap. Upon hearing this, the subordinates immediately responded, "Master, today Xianyang City is calm and nothing major has happened." As he spoke, his subordinate seemed to remember something and continued, "By the way, there is one thing that needs to be decided by the master." "Oh." Zhao Gao frowned and said, "What's going on?" The subordinate said, "About the genius of the Black Ice Platform, Lynch." Black Ice Platform. Lynch. Upon hearing this, Zhao Gao's eyes narrowed and an invisible killing intent emerged. Black Ice Platform, the arch-nemesis of the trap. The establishment of Black Ice Platform is to restrain the net and prevent the net from monopolizing. Over the past 3 years, some of the tasks carried out by Luo.Net have been hindered by Black Ice Platforms everywhere. It also slows down the development of the trap and the speed of recruiting assassins. Zhao Gao had already developed a killing intent towards the Black Ice Platform in his heart. And Lynch, as a genius figure on the Black Ice Platform, is naturally also on Zhao Gao's death list. After all, once this kind of genius grows up, it is definitely not a good thing for Luo.Net. Zhao Gao regained his senses and looked at his subordinates, saying, "I remember reporting that Lynch had broken through the master's realm in seclusion before. Has it been that he has already succeeded in breaking through?" The subordinate shook his head and said, "Master, according to the information he received, Lynch still hasn't broken through successfully. Hasn't made a breakthrough yet." Zhao Gao was taken aback. "I remember, he was locked up for more than 5 days, right?" "Yes, today is already the 6th day," his subordinates responded. Upon hearing this, Zhao Gao was lost in thought. 6 days, we haven't made a breakthrough yet, so now should be the most critical moment. If its breakthrough fails, it is severely injured by backlash, and its roots and bones are damaged, wouldn't it be possible to eliminate a future threat? In Zhao Gao's heart, thoughts flickered rapidly. In fact, from the beginning, when he learned that Lynch had broken through the seclusion, he wanted to disrupt Lynch's cultivation. Unfortunately, Lynch's location is not far from the headquarters of the Black Ice Platform, and the surrounding residents are also people from the Black Ice Platform. The trap is difficult to penetrate and interrupt. In addition, Lynch is an innate peak expert, and if you want to send someone in to interrupt, you need at least a master with strong skills. But even if the strong are sent out and successfully block Lynch's breakthrough, it is absolutely impossible to escape. After all, that area belongs to the range of the Black Ice Platform, with many experts. Plus, at first, Zhao Gao believed that people with such strong talents as Lynch should break through successfully within 1 or 2 days. So on the side of the trap, no action was taken. But unexpectedly, after 6 days, Lynch still hasn't broken through. So it's obvious that Lynch himself must also be very anxious if he can't break through for such a long time. At this moment, it must be the most critical time for cultivation. At this point, blocking is necessary. Once successful, under the backlash, Lynch will definitely become a complete useless person. The most important thing is, at the most critical time of cultivation, there is no need for master experts to interrupt or destroy. You only need a master with 1 or 2 innate abilities to destroy. Sacrificing an innate level 1 expert has a high chance of destroying a future great master. This business is worth taking a risk. After reflection, Zhao Gao had a decision in his heart. His eyes flashed with ferocity, and he looked at his subordinates with a grim smile, saying, since Lynch's breakthrough is so difficult, let's help him go. You go down and send an innate assassin of about 1 level to infiltrate and disrupt Lynch's cultivation. Remember, use peripheral assassins. The so-called peripheral killer refers to a person who does not have a web spider mark on their body and does not practice the web technique. In this way, there is no evidence to prove that the success or failure of the Black Ice platform was caused by a trap. As for the suspicion of being trapped, what's the use of doubt without conclusive evidence? Yes, Master. Below, the masked subordinates took orders and quickly retreated. Chapter 6. Assassins Attack, Breakthrough Grandmaster, Flash Kill. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Late at night. Inside the room. Lynch sat cross-legged on the bed, his eyes tightly closed. On top of his body, strands of pale blue internal energy appeared. At this moment, he is at the most critical moment of cultivation. In the morning, he had reached the pinnacle of innate cultivation, 1 step away from his master. Therefore, after breaking through the body technique fish shadow technique in the evening, Lynch couldn't wait to return to his room and start trying to break through the Grandmaster's realm. Now, after several hours of impact, the bottleneck of the Grandmaster's realm is on the verge of collapse. Perhaps in the next moment, Lynch will break through and join the ranks of the strong. Perhaps even tomorrow morning, he will still be unable to break through and fall into a predicament. Today's night, no moonlight appeared. Except for scattered lights, most areas in Xianyang City are pitch black. The moon is dark and the wind is high, and the night is quiet. It is the day of killing and setting fire. At this moment, a hazy figure in black quietly moves forward through the darkness. Not long after, the figure in black appeared at the wall of a mansion. The target task is right here. After the black-clad assassin determined his position, his gaze turned around. After inspecting, it was found that there was no one around. He moved like a gecko flipping over a high wall in 3 or 2 movements. Entering the courtyard, the target of the black-clad assassin looked straight into the distance. In the distance, it is the room where the target is located. His eyes lit up, showing a murderous intent. Then, apply your body technique and sneak silently over. Arriving outside the room, I found that there were still dim lights inside. The black-clad assassin's body was tense, even breathing stopped. He approached the window and a dagger appeared in his hand at some point. The dagger moved and gently pierced through the gauze on the window. A small hole appeared in front of the black-clad assassin. The black-clad assassin looked in through the small hole. In the room, a tall and handsome figure sat cross-legged, practicing. As expected, Lynch is at the most critical moment of cultivation. The black-clad assassin's eyes lit up, and his killing intent boiled. He is the assassin dispatched by the trap to destroy Lynch's cultivation. His strength is only innate, and he is proficient in the art of disguise and lurking. Therefore, he was dispatched to carry out this destructive mission. He was not careless, nor did he rashly enter the room to try to kill Lynch. Because Lynch is an innate peak, even if he is attacked in the most critical moment, he can still be killed with a single blow. So, it is undoubtedly better to directly destroy outside the room. Even, there is a way to fully recover without dying. In thought, the black-clad assassin had already taken out a mesmerizing fragrance from his clothes. This mesmerizing fragrance is a special mesmerizing fragrance of the web. 1,000 spiders devouring dreams. 1,000 spiders devour dreams, which can make people killed in dreams and unable to wake up in reality. Of course, if it is a clear moment, innate level experts can immediately react. But at this moment, Lynch is at the most critical moment of cultivation. Moreover, the purpose of the 1,000 spider swallowing dreams is to allow Lynch to absorb the enchanting fragrance into his body, causing chaos in his internal power. In this way, Lynch will definitely suffer a backlash and be seriously injured. Puff, the black-clad assassin waved his hand and the enchanting incense in his hand was ignited. Immediately, he inserted the enchanting fragrance through the small hole and into it. Incense burns, and strands of white mist emerge, floating towards the position on the bed. Inside the room, Lynch once again concentrated his internal strength and broke through the bottleneck of his master. He mobilized all his strength and charged towards the Dantian position. This time, there is accumulation from the previous few hours. The impact force is immense. Click. With a muffled sound, Lynch finally broke through from his innate peak and reached the level of Grandmaster. Boom. His eyes opened, and a strong aura burst out. Bang bang bang. Bang bang bang. At this moment, the vase and teacup in the room burst open. Grandmaster's realm, here we are. Lynch's face showed a contented smile. Who? However, the next moment, his eyes flickered and he let out a loud shout. Breaking through the master, having a clearer understanding of breath and other aspects. Lynch immediately discovered an unknown person outside the window. Shua. The black-clad assassin at the window was frightened and panicked, and turned around to try to escape. Lynch's breakthrough was successful, and it was impossible for him to destroy it. Escape now, there is still a chance of success. Staying in place is definitely a dead end. Want to escape? Lynch's eyes narrowed, revealing a murderous intent. He flashed and landed on the ground. At the same time, the right hand had already picked up the fire Lin Sword and aimed outside. Death. Lynch waved his hand and forcefully threw the fire Lin Sword out of his hand. Bang. The Huolin Sword, with a crimson glow, shattered the window and shot straight out. What is this? The black-clad assassin had just escaped a few tens of meters when he saw the window burst open and a red light shot in. Puzzy. Then, he couldn't react at all and was directly penetrated through his body. Dong. The fire Lin Sword pierced through the assassin's body and continued to move forward until it sank into the thick wall. Inside the room, Lynch picked up his steps and slowly walked out. Arriving in the courtyard, the black-clad assassin had already died. He never thought of catching the killer alive. Because such assassins cannot be captured alive. In fact, it is the same. Lynch saw the corner of the killer's mouth, and black blood had already flowed out. It is obvious that the killer bit through the poison that had been prepared before he died. This assassin, there's almost no need to speculate, he must have been dispatched by the trap. Lynch learned from his memory that he had never had any grudges with anyone in his daily life. And now, taking advantage of their own breakthrough, there are assassins coming to block it. Who else could there be besides being sent by a trap? After all, the existence of the black ice platform has hindered the development of the trap. And Lynch, on the other hand, is a genius figure on the black ice platform. It's normal to make a move with a trap. I have taken note of this grudge. It won't be long before we go find Zhao Gao to calculate. Lynch's gaze was cold, revealing a strong killing intent. Now he is only a master in strength, and there is still a long way to go to defeat the trap. But with a divine level check.In system, this day won't be long. Dong dong dong, at this moment, there was an anxious knocking on the door outside. Accompanied by a voice, he quickly said, "Sir, what happened?" It seems that the patrol personnel rushed over upon hearing violent movements. Lynch tidied up his clothes and slowly walked out. Chapter 7. Root Bone +1, Ultimate Genius. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After going out, Lynch briefly talked about the killer's situation and then had someone handle the body. Afterwards, he returned to his room and continued to cultivate. One night passed. Lynch has solidified the realm of the Grandmaster. Then, he quickly muttered to himself, "Start checking in every day." As the words fell, a beautiful and pleasant voice slowly sounded. Ding! Successful daily check.In, obtained. Bronze statue skill level +3. Daily check.In successful, obtaining. Bird crossing level +3. Still twice the happiness, still rewarding the skill level, there wasn't much surprise. Lynch nodded, also quite satisfied with it. And now some attributes are as follows. Cultivation. Grandmaster 1 level, practice. Bronze statue LV4, flying bird crossing LV4, body method. Flying bird crossing can make his speed soar. Whether it's chasing the enemy or running away, it has a significant impact. Bronze statue work, not to mention it. Strong physical protection has now achieved the ability to ignore attacks below triple innate strength. Even if the innate peak of strength wields weapons to strike him, he can only break through a small amount of physical skin, not even minor injuries. I've been practicing for the past few days and my mood has become too tense. Now that we have broken through and reached the level of Grandmaster, we can relax a bit. Today, I won't practice for the time being, take a good rest. Lynch did not continue his cultivation, but chose to take a day off. Combining work and rest, relax appropriately, and have a better body and mind. Xianyang City, the residence of Zhao Gao. The deepest gloomy zone. A black-masked assassin knelt on the ground, daring not to take a breath. In front of him is Zhao Gao, the master of the net. The masked killer lowered his head and said in a slow voice, "Master, the mission has failed. Lynch successfully broke through and reached the Grandmaster realm, and our assassin has also died." Failed. Upon hearing this, Zhao Gao's eyes narrowed with a hint of chilly light. What a pity. He shook his head slowly, but his face didn't care. This destructive operation was originally an attempt. Success is naturally worth celebrating. It can cause the Black Ice platform to lose a future great master. Failed, there's nothing worth getting angry about. At most, it's just a loss of an innate double killer. And the most essential part of the trap is the killer. Let's leave this matter at that. What if Lynch breaks through? At most, he's just a master and a strong individual. If we don't reach the realm of a great master, it won't have a significant impact on us. And in the realm of the great master, Lynch didn't have 5 years to reach. In 5 years, there are too many things to do. If we kill him, there will be plenty of opportunities. Zhao Gao looked at his subordinates, and a cold and heartless voice slowly sounded. Yes, master. The masked killer nodded and retreated. In the blink of an eye. Another day has passed. Early morning. Lynch, sitting cross-legged on the bed, opened his eyes and finished his night of cultivation. He didn't practice all day yesterday and chose to relax and rest. At night, I sat still and began to practice. And now when he wakes up, he has successfully broken through the second level of the Grandmaster and taken his strength to the next level. Under the combination of work and rest, cultivation is indeed better. Lynch's face showed a faint smile. Sign in. Then, with a sudden thought, he began today's check.in. Ding. Daily check.in successful, gain. Root bone +1. Root bone +1. Lynch's eyes sparkled with surprise. He thought that today's check.in reward would still be at the level of bronze statue merit and flying bird crossing. Unexpectedly, there was an unexpected joy. Root bone +1. Root bone +1, Lynch's root bone reaches 8 o'clock from 7 o'clock, stepping into the ranks of ultimate geniuses. Before 7 o'clock, he was at most considered a genius. But at 8 o'clock, that's the ultimate genius. Don't look like it's just a little bone, in fact, cultivation is vastly different. In terms of cultivation speed, increase by at least several times. View properties. Lynch can't wait to open the properties page and take a look. Host. Lynch, age. 18, charm. 50, root bone. 8, ultimate genius, cultivation. Grandmaster double, practice. Bronze statue LV4, Flying Bird Crossing LV4, item. Fire Lin Sword, the personal attributes page now finally has some confidence. With the help of my master's second cultivation, I achieved a bronze statue of LV4 and a flying bird crossing of LV4. There is also the scorching aura of the Fire Kirin sword that oppresses, as well as the power of the Fire Kirin scales on the sword. Even the pinnacle of a master, Lynch, can face it calmly. Even if defeated, one can still leave peacefully. 5 days have passed, and today we are going to the headquarters of Black Ice Platform. I know from my memory that the Black Ice Platform is quite interesting. Lynch learned a lot about the situation of the Great Qin Black Ice Platform through memory. Black Ice Platform. Established several years ago. The establishment of the Black Ice Platform is, on the one hand, for the safety of Zulong. On the other hand, it is to balance the trap and gather intelligence to deal with the 6 countries. In the Black Ice Platform, there are 16 captains. The 3rd to 16th captains were distributed throughout the Great Qin Dynasty. And the 2nd captain, in charge of the 3rd to 16th captains, was also responsible for Xianyang City. As for the 1st captain, there is actually another name. Shadow Guard. Not bad, it's the Shadow Guard led by Zhang Han in the animation. They are the personal guards of Emperor Qin Shi Huang, responsible for protecting him personally and only obeying his orders. But rumors. In the Black Ice Platform, there are actually not only the 16th captain, but also the 17th captain. As for where is Captain 17? Who is there? What is the task? No one knows. Of course, it is possible that this is a rumor. The 17th captain of the Black Ice Platform may not exist. And the current commander of the Black Ice Platform, named Yao Jia, also served as one of the 9 ministers of the Great Qin, a court captain. Lynch works under his command. Black Ice Platform, 16 commanders, the 1st captain is called Shadow Guard, the legendary 17th captain. Also, the current commander of the Black Ice Platform, Yao Jia. Thinking of memories, Lynch's gaze narrowed slightly. Yao Jia appeared. What about the other person? The true leader of the legendary Black Ice Platform, how weak is he? Stuck weak. I remember. Soon, a piece of information emerged from Lynch's memory. Dun Weak, the personal bodyguard of former Qin Shi Huang. A few years ago, in the Ganluo assassination incident, he died under the assassination of Ganluo in order to protect the first emperor. Of course, Ganluo was also killed and both died together. Shortly thereafter, Emperor Shi Huang established the Black Ice Platform organization. Chapter 8 Sign into Black Ice Platform, Reward. Holy Spirit Sword Technique. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Don't be weak, Black Ice Platform, Ganluo, Star Soul. TSK. What's going on here doesn't seem easy. Lynch, who is familiar with anime and manga, but knows the called Ganluo, has now become a genius figure of the Yin Yang family. Star Soul. At that time, the Yin Yang family asked Ganluo to pretend to assassinate Zulong as a stunt double but failed and died. Later, Ganluo took the opportunity to erase his name and hidden appearance, becoming a core member of the Yin Yang family called Star Soul. So, it's possible that Dun Weak is fake death. The fact that Ganluo joined the Yin Yang family seems a bit complicated. If Dun Weak fakes death, then the legendary Black Ice Platform 17 captain may really exist. Forget it, it's no use thinking so much. For now, we should focus on improving our strength. Shaking his head, Lynch dispelled his thoughts. Afterwards, Lynch woke up, tidied up the room, and headed to the bathroom. After taking a shower and changing clothes. Then go out and head to the headquarters of the Black Ice Platform. Black Ice Platform Headquarters. A quiet and remote location located in the inner city of Xianyang. When Lynch arrived, the door had already opened. Lynch stood at the door, tidied up his clothes for a moment, then picked up his steps and walked in. However, at the moment of stepping into the black ice platform, surprises rang out again. Ding, special location detected. Black ice platform headquarters. Is it okay to sign in? Special location. Black ice terrace headquarters. Lin Mu's body paused, his eyes suddenly widened, and a hint of surprise appeared on his face. At the next moment, he silently recited in his heart without hesitation. Sign in. The thought fell and the sound of check.In rang out. Ding. Sign in to the headquarters of the Black Ice platform and receive. Holy Spirit Sword Technique. Hush. The Holy Spirit Sword Technique. Lynch took a deep breath, feeling a bit incredulous. Originally, there was a special check.In, which was already an unexpected joy. After all, every check.In is an improvement in strength. Lynch doesn't expect to receive any significant rewards either, he just needs to improve his bronze statue or Su Feiniada's level to be satisfied. But I didn't expect it. Surprisingly, it is the invincible swordsmanship in the world. Holy Spirit Swordsmanship. Holy Spirit Sword Technique, Sword 1 to Sword 23. Especially Sword 23, known as the Perfect Swordsmanship, is also the Sword of Hell. After Sword 23, it can evolve infinitely and enhance its power. Destruction of Heaven and Earth. Sword 23. Emotional Heaven and Earth, Sword 23. 6 Extinctions Without Me. Sword 23 Extinguish all 6 paths, 6 annihilations without me. Kill the gods and Buddha, reaching the supreme realm. If it weren't for being at the entrance of the Black Ice platform now, Lynch would have wanted to pick up the Fire Lin sword and practice hard. This surprise is so satisfying. Lynch took a deep breath to suppress his inner joy. After standing for decades, he slowly moved his steps and walked into the headquarters of the Black Ice platform. Enter the interior. The institution has started a day of operation. From time to time, people walk around holding archives and other documents, and there are constant voices of conversation. Mr. Lin. Mr. Lin. Lynch appeared and soon received a simple salute from these people. He nodded lightly in response and then walked towards his office. Lynch's identity is not inferior in the Black Ice platform. The headquarters of the Black Ice platform will have 1 commander and 3 deputy commanders. The 3 deputy commanders are further divided into Central Commander, Right Commander, Left Commander, and their strength is ranked in order. Below, there is the Little Commander. The original owner Lynch had exceptional talent. At the age of 18, he was born at the peak, 1 step away from his master. Ranked first among numerous small commanders. If there are no accidents during the journey, one can definitely reach the peak of the master's cultivation in a few years. Then, touch the realm of the Great Master. As for whether we can break through the realm of the Great Master, that depends on the individual. Such a promising future powerhouse is naturally favored by Yao Jiao. So, although the original owner Lynch was a small commander, he only followed Yao Jia's orders in the Black Ice platform. He can ignore the orders of the other 3 deputy commanders. Unfortunately, an accident happened midway. The original owner died, and Lynch came over to replace his identity. Not long after, Lynch arrived at his office area. He sat on a chair, picked it up and stacked it on a nearby table, accumulating cases during this period. Then, start checking one by one. Small cases, naturally do not require his intervention, there are subordinates to handle. Generally, moderate cases involve cases at the level of innate strength, and are only handled by them. After some examination, Lin Qi breathed a sigh of relief. During this period, there were no major incidents in the area he was responsible for. Only a few scattered events have been completed by the subordinates. Just then, there was a knocking on the door outside. Upon hearing this, Lynch said, "Come in." The door was opened, and Lynch's subordinates entered. See you, sir. His subordinates came in and immediately bowed and bowed. Lynch nodded lightly and then asked, "What's up?" The subordinate responded, "Sir, over there, General, let you go over. Commander Yao Jia." Lynch frowned slightly at the words and quickly felt relieved. He probably knows that Yao Jia is looking for him. What's going on? "I understand, please step back first." "Yes, sir." After his subordinates retreated, Lynch was lost in thought. Without a doubt, when Yao Jia approached him, he must have inquired about the day before yesterday. The night before yesterday, he successfully broke through and killed the killer he wanted to block. Later, the outsiders were alarmed and the body was handed over to the patrol personnel for processing. As the commander of the Black Ice platform, Yao Jia naturally knew about this matter. So wait a moment, it should be inquiring about the situation regarding this matter. There's nothing to hide about this, just say it normally. As for my body, will it be seen through? It shouldn't be possible. Lynch's appearance, height, stature, voice, memory are all identical to those of the deceased. Even if he is suspected, he can come all the way. Therefore, Lynch didn't have too many worries either. He stood up, tidied up his clothes, and headed towards the position where Yao Jia was. Black Ice Platform Headquarters. In the command hall. Yao Jia is sitting in his seat, processing documents. At this moment, he heard footsteps and looked up. Seeing the figure pushing the door in, his eyes lit up and his face showed eagerness. "Lynch, here we go." Lynch came in and saw the leader of the Black Ice platform, Yao Jia. Although Yao Jia has not yet released his momentum, Lynch can feel the faint aura emanating from him. Yao Jia's strength is definitely not weak, at least in the realm of a great master. Chapter 9. Commander Yao Jia, Holy Spirit Sword Technique. Sword 3. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Commander. Lynch clenched his fists slightly as a gesture of etiquette. Yao Jia nodded and smiled. "Lynch, congratulations on successfully breaking through the realm of the Grandmaster." But after speaking, he paused with a look on his face. His gaze, somewhat stunned, focused on Lynch. After watching for a while, he slowly spoke out. TSK. Lynch, I haven't seen you for 7 days. How do I feel that your charm has taken it to the next level? Even me couldn't help but feel envious. I'm afraid those wealthy ladies in Xianyang City are even more eager to take you into their pockets. This is actually a fact. Previously, Lynch had 40 points of charm, which also belonged to the pinnacle of beauty. Now it has 50 points of charm value and full level of appearance. It can be said that no one in the entire Qin world can surpass Lynch in terms of appearance and other aspects. In addition, with outstanding talent, he became a master at a young age and even became a small commander on the Black Ice platform, receiving attention. Having talent, strength, position, promising future, handsome and masculine, still single. Which woman doesn't like such a man? What? Yao Jia's approachability caught Lynch off guard. However, such a leader and superior are quite good. He smiled and said, "Commander, I admire you." Yao Jia looked at him repeatedly, envied him repeatedly, and then withdrew his gaze. Afterwards, his expression froze slightly and he spoke out. "I already know what happened that night when you broke through. I can't believe someone is so crazy that they want to block your breakthrough." As Yao Jia spoke, his gaze gradually darkened. Originally, Yao Jia believed that Lynch was just breaking through the master, and no one should want to stop him. In addition, Lynch is located not far from the headquarters of Black Ice Platform. The residents around are also members of the Black Ice Platform. There are no less than 3 masters and experts there. Under various conditions. So he didn't send personnel to protect Lynch, but let Lynch break through alone from home. But I didn't expect that at the last moment, something big almost happened. Fortunately, Lynch finally broke through successfully. Luo Wang, Zhao Gao. Yao Jia's eyes were coquettish, with a hint of killing intent. Although there is no evidence to suggest that the assassin is the one who has been caught. But there's no need to guess, it's 100% a trap. Zhao Gao. Lynch's eyes also froze slightly, revealing a hint of ferocity. Upon seeing this, Yao Jia was worried that Lynch would be young and energetic, unable to swallow this breath, and might seek revenge with a trap. He immediately said, "Lynch, don't impulsively seek revenge with a trap yet. There is no evidence, we don't have an advantage in this matter. But don't worry, one day we will make Luo Wang and Zhao Gao pay the price." He looked at Lynch, "Make sure." Lynch chuckled lightly at the words and said, "Commander, rest assured that I won't be reckless." "That's good." Seeing this, Yao Jia breathed a sigh of relief. Then he continued, "I called you over to care about breaking through the master's affairs. There's nothing else left. You can go down and deal with the cases you've accumulated during this period." "Yes." Lynch nodded lightly and then turned around to leave. A spacious courtyard area. A tall and handsome man with a long sword tied around his waist is standing and taking a nap. Suddenly, the man's eyes opened. The essence flickered, and two invisible lightning bolts flashed through my eyes. Subsequently, the man moved his right hand and accurately grasped the handle of the long sword at his waist. Chang! With a crisp sound, the long sword shot out. The long sword was swung, creating a sparkling curved cold light in mid-air. Sword 1, the cultivation is completed. After swinging his sword, Lynch put away the fire Lin Sword in his hand. Not bad, he has already completed the cultivation of Sword 1 in the Holy Spirit sword technique. Sword 1. Swipe your sword succinctly and clearly. Jian is the simplest sword. Of course, even the simplest sword requires internal cultivation in conjunction with the Holy Spirit sword technique. Otherwise, wielding the sword casually would naturally be ineffective. The internal skill of the Holy Spirit sword technique is included in the reward signed in yesterday. Start checking in today. Ding. Successful daily check.in, obtained. Bronze statue skill level +2. Daily check.in successful, obtaining. Bird crossing level +2. Upon hearing the check.in reward, Lynch became accustomed to it and his face remained calm. Afterwards, he was moved to check his personal attributes. Soon, some attributes were presented. Cultivation. Grandmaster double, skills. Flying bird crossing LV6, bronze statue LV6, Holy Spirit sword technique. Sword 1, item. Fire Lin Sword, a day has passed. Lynch's cultivation has been stabilized at the level of Grandmaster Zhong. In terms of cultivation, it is not possible to sign in and directly improve. You need to cultivate on your own. In terms of cultivation, Lynch has learned that he will not receive a direct promotion through attendance. You must cultivate and break through on your own. However, in terms of attendance, you can obtain Centennial Snow Ginseng, De Huan Dan, and so on. These medicinal herbs are the best cultivation aids. Plus Lynch's ultimate genius at 8 o'clock. So his cultivation is not slow, it can be said that he travels thousands of miles in a day. Also, the newly acquired Holy Spirit sword technique also requires self-cultivation and enlightenment. Lynch is not worried about this. Even if one has a strong talent for self-enlightenment, their cultivation will not be too slow. The following days. Lynch leads a life of 3 points and 1 line. Sign in early in the morning and receive rewards. During the day, handle affairs at the black ice table. Come back in the evening to practice and break through. In the blink of an eye, 2 more days have passed. This day, in the early morning. At the courtyard. Lynch stood straight, his eyes like eagle eyes, domineering and icy. In his hand, he held the Fire Lin Sword. The long sword was unsheathed, and a dazzling light shone around, making people dare not look directly. Sword 3. Subsequently, Lynch held his long sword and swung it towards the marble table in front of him. Although he swung his sword, 3 fierce auras appeared. 3 streams of qi rushed towards the thick stone table at different speeds and directions. Shu. 3 sword lights, but only one sound sounded. At the same time, the heavy marble table, like fragile tofu, split into 3 parts in an instant. Boom. The sword cut through it, but it left behind a strong destructive force. The marble table was blasted open with a loud bang. Undoubtedly, it is the Holy Spirit's sword technique. Just Sword 3 possesses such power. Looking at the broken stone table on the ground, Lynch's face was quite satisfied. Then he withdrew the Fire Lin sword from his hand and murmured softly in his stomach. Perform daily check.In. Words fall. The sound of system improvement is heard. Chapter 10. Han Fei kills and goes to prison, watching the heavenly prison. You are listening at novel full.audio. Words fall. The sound of system improvement is heard. Ding. Successful daily check.In, obtaining. Bronze statue skill level +1. Daily check.In successful, gain. Bird crossing level +1. Upon hearing the reward, Lynch nodded lightly. Then with a heart movement, the attribute page was activated. Host. Lynch, age. 18, charm. 50, root bone. 8, ultimate genius, cultivation. Grandmaster double, practice. Bronze statue technique LV9, flying bird crossing technique LV9, Holy Spirit sword technique. Sword 3, item. Fire Lin sword, 2 days have passed, and Lynch's attributes are as shown above. In terms of cultivation, I still hold the dual position of a master. In terms of cultivation techniques, the bronze statue skill and the flying bird crossing were both checked in and raised to LV9 level. As for the Holy Spirit sword technique, the progress is not fast because it cannot be improved through check.In. 2 days have passed and I have only reached Sword 3. However, the Holy Spirit sword technique is a peerless sword technique, even if it is only the 3rd sword, its power is still as powerful as 1 horse. Lynch believed that with the help of Sword 3, he could slay the Grandmaster's quadruple master with 1 sword. In terms of killing moves, possessing Sword 3 allows for superior combat. In terms of physical protection, the LV9 level bronze statue skill can now ignore attacks from masters below the level of strength. In terms of speed, there is also a flying bird crossing, which is not bad. My attributes can be said to be comprehensive development and all-round armament. Looking at his attributes, Lynch was extremely satisfied. That's all he wants. You don't need too many martial arts or too complex abilities, just arm yourself in all aspects. Physical, speed, spirit, strong attack, physical fitness. Every weakness has its own cultivation method, that's enough. In this way, he cannot be afraid of any attack. I only have speed, physical strength, and attack now. If I want to arm myself in all aspects, it's a long and arduous task. Lynch shook his head gently and sighed. Afterwards, he tidied up his clothes and went to the headquarters of the Black Ice Platform before leaving to handle affairs as usual. Black Ice Platform. As soon as Lynch arrived, he found that there were several times more headquarters personnel. And the pedestrians are in a hurry, looking very anxious depending on the situation. In such a scenario, there is only one possibility. A major event has occurred. Come to the office area. Lynch had just sat down and picked up the file to check. Doodle doodle. There was a knocking on the door outside. Come in. The door was pushed open and his subordinates walked in. As soon as his subordinate came in, he immediately bowed briefly to Lynch and quickly spoke out, "Sir, over from the commander's side, call for you to come over." General looking for me. Lynch's eyebrows furrowed as he heard it. He looked at his subordinates and nodded in response, I got it. Setting aside the documents in his hand, Lynch headed towards the command hall. Arrive at the command hall. Lynch saw Yao Jia standing up inside with a slightly furrowed brow. Judging from its situation, a major event has indeed occurred. Commander. Are you here? Last night, something big happened. The situation seemed urgent, and as soon as Yao Jia saw Lynch, he went straight to the point without saying a word. Then he didn't wait for Lynch to respond, his face fixed, and he said, Han Fei killed someone. Han Fei killed someone. Lynch's eyes flickered slightly as he listened. Yao Jia nodded and said, not bad, Han Fei killed someone and has already been imprisoned in heaven. Last night, the patrol team heard screams and quickly rushed over. Coincidentally, I saw Han Fei's murder and escape. Lynch. What? Han Fei killed someone on the street, then let the soldiers see him, and then took the opportunity to escape. Listening to Yao Jia's words, Lynch felt a bit surreal. Han Fei is one of the smartest people in the world. Even if it were murder, would one make such a fatal mistake? Commander, shouldn't someone have framed you? Han Fei's appearance, as a strong master, can be disguised by using the technique of disguise. With doubts in mind, Lynch looked at Yao Jia and asked. Yao Jia nodded and said, indeed, I thought the same at first. But the appearance, the traces of the scene, the remaining items, and the murder weapon reverse scale sword, are all owned by Han Fei. The most crucial thing is that we dispatched soldiers to search for Han Fei's place of residence, but Han Fei, who had fallen asleep half an hour ago, disappeared without a trace. Upon hearing this, Lynch fell into silence. Appearance, traces, items, these are nothing, they can all be disguised and framed. As for the anti-scale sword, it's a bit difficult to wash off. Because of the anti-scale sword, Han Fei almost never leaves. Even more deadly was that Han Fei was not in the room and could not be seen during the soldiers' search. All the suspicions point to Han Fei. At this moment, he really couldn't get rid of it for a while. After thinking for a moment, Lynch asked, how should Han Fei handle this matter? Yao Jiadao said, when Han Fei was captured, he didn't struggle, but he said he was innocent and hoped that the Black Ice platform would investigate thoroughly. After all, Han Fei is a Korean prince, so His Majesty attaches great importance to him and has ordered me to investigate this matter. In the next few days, a few commanders and I will focus on investigating this matter. As for you, you don't need to participate in the investigation, you are responsible for going to the prison and guarding Han Fei well. What? Me, guarding the prison? Lynch's heart skipped a beat upon hearing this. He would rather investigate the murder of Han Fei than guard him in prison. Because he was familiar with the plot, he knew that on Han Fei's first day in prison, he was cursed with a terrifying six-soul horror curse. That is to say, the Yin Yang family will take action today. Let him guard the prison, isn't this facing the Yin Yang family directly? In the Yin Yang family, there are only a few people who know the six-soul fear curse. The Saiming, Moon God, Dongjun Yanfei, and among these people, those who are currently stationed in the Yin Yang family of Xianyang City. According to memory, only Dongjun Yanfei and Deshiming. The most important aspect of deciming is the strength of the Grandmaster. It's still a bit difficult to hide in the heavenly prison with this strength. So, the person who enters the heavenly prison of the Yin Yang family must be Dongjun Yanfei. Dongjun Yanfei, a powerful person at the level of heaven and humanity. Lynch thought, his mouth twitching slightly. He is only a master with double abilities, while Yanfei has the strength. The second strongest member of the Yin Yang family, definitely reaching the level of heaven and humanity. Grandmaster, facing the heavenly and human mighty ones twice, isn't this seeking death? Thinking about it, Lynch looked at Yao Jia and prepared to refuse the matter. At this moment. Ding! Special situation detected. Go to the dungeon.